This video is on the technical analysis of Sanlam, and we're on the monthly chart. And on this chart we can see that we have this area over here, and it's a bit choppy as far as I'm concerned. And just based on the monthly chart at this point in time, I wouldn't be buying any Sanlam shares or trading it for that matter. Yes, we can see that in as far as the trend goes, we are in a downward trending market, as you guys can see, but as I've just said, at this point in time we seem to have this box over here, and we can see that we don't really have any clear patterns that indicate as to whether the market will continue to move further down or even up for that matter. To add to that, can you guys also see that we have what seems to be a huge W structure at this point, with the side being that first leg of that W structure and this side being the second leg. To add to that, we also have an opposing structure in the form of a head and shoulders pattern at this point, with this side being the left shoulder, this being the head, and this side being the right shoulder. And we can also see that the neckline of this particular pattern is somewhat around this area, and also we could see, or rather we can see, that the neckline had been violated at this point, but we saw price hitting back into that zone again, right? For that reason, I say that buying any shares of Sanlam or trading it for that matter is not a good idea at this point, just based on the monthly chart. However, let's head down to the weekly chart and see if there's a way we could get around actually buying or selling for that matter. And here we are on the weekly chart. And remember guys, on the monthly chart I spoke about how we have that head and shoulders pattern in addition to that W structure that I spoke about, right? And I said that these two patterns are actually opposing each other. Now that we're on the weekly chart, we can see that we also have another overextended W structure over here, which has the side as the second leg, and we have an opposing structure as well in the form of an overextended M structure, right? And they both have necklines in more or less the same area, right? So we have, as I said, the M structure in addition to the W structure, and they share necklines more or less. Can you guys see that? So what this means is that because we have this very strong level of both support and resistance at this point, due to the fact that we have a W structure as well as an M structure, buying or selling, in my humble opinion rather, at this point is a bit tricky and it's a bit risky. And for that reason, I would not be buying or selling Sanlam for that matter, right? So I think the best thing to do, guys, in my humble opinion, is remember on the bigger time frames I spoke about how we have this huge W structure as well as this huge pattern over here, which is a head and shoulders pattern. In my humble opinion, I think the best thing to do, especially for those who are looking to buy Sanlam, is to rather wait for the market to move further down to around this level, right? And at that level, I believe we should be looking for those potential buying opportunities, right? Also, another thing that you could possibly do is, that's if the market doesn't head down but continues to move further up, is to rather wait for the market to close above this level over here. Why do I say that level? That is because that level is where we have the neckline of this huge W structure that I spoke about, right? And should price close below, or rather above, that neckline of this huge overextended, or rather multi-session W structure, ideally we want to see the market, as I said, come back to the neckline to test it, and at the neckline is where I believe we should be looking for those potential buying opportunities. But in as far as buying or selling at this point, I don't see any actual opportunities, and that is because the market is a bit all over the shop. It's choppy, and we don't really see any proper patterns in as far as the market goes, right? Anyway, that's it, and peace out.